We like to think of nature as a beautiful, majestic world. A world of serene landscapes and breathtaking creatures, governed by simple, understandable laws. But what if I told you that beneath that serene surface lies a reality far more brutal and far more bizarre than you could ever imagine? From orcas that perform surgical strikes on great white sharks, to kangaroos that will literally drown their enemies. The animal kingdom has a dark side that's remained hidden. Until now. You think you know animals, think again. From calculated murder to bizarre rituals, we're counting down the most shocking animal behaviors ever caught on camera. Today, we're unveiling 20 discoveries that are rewriting everything we thought we knew about life on Earth. Prepare to see a side of nature you've never seen before. So, let's get started. The world of animal behavior is a gallery of strange adaptations and unexplainable actions. Some are amusing, some are baffling, but all of them prove that nature is wilder than our wildest dreams. Kicking off our list is a behavior so strange it became an internet sensation. Meet the Tennessee fainting goat. You've probably seen the videos. A goat gets startled, and its legs just lock up, causing it to topple over. It looks like a dramatic faint, but what's really happening is a genetic condition called myotonia congenita. This inherited disorder causes their skeletal muscles to go rigid when they're surprised. They don't lose consciousness, they're fully aware, just temporarily frozen. The stiffness only lasts for a few seconds before they get up and walk away like nothing happened. This bizarre trait traces back to the 1880s when a man named John Tinsley arrived in Tennessee with 4 of these unusual goats. While it seems like a terrible disadvantage, farmers found it useful because the condition made the goats less likely to jump fences and escape. Today, they're a living, fallen testament to how a peculiar genetic quirk can define an entire breed. It's a strange, comical behavior that perfectly sets the stage for the oddities to come. We've all heard of a social lubricant, but for honeybees, a little sip of the wrong stuff can send their famously organized society into chaos. Bees, it turns out, can get drunk. This isn't just a fluke. It's a documented phenomenon that happens when bees consume fermented tree sap or nectar. When they get intoxicated, their behavior becomes erratic. They stumble around and fly in clumsy patterns, losing all the precision that makes their hives marvels of efficiency. But the hive has a zero-tolerance policy. The sober bees do not look kindly upon their drunken hive mates. If an intoxicated bee tries to get back inside, guard bees will block its path. In some cases, the guards get aggressive, physically attacking the drunk bee and sometimes even chewing off its legs to stop it from bringing the disruptive influence into the colony. It's a harsh form of rehabilitation. Nature's pub has some of the strictest bouncers around. You might want to brace yourself for this next one, because it's as gross as it is fascinating. We all know primates are intelligent, but some of their habits are, well, less than sophisticated. Case in point, the ayat, a nocturnal lemur from Madagascar, has been caught engaging in some truly extreme nose-picking, and it's not just a casual pick. The eye has an extraordinarily long, thin middle finger, a tool it normally uses to tap on wood and fish out grubs. But researchers were stunned when they filmed an eye named Collie inserting this entire 8-centimeter finger deep into its nostril. CT scans of an eye's skull revealed something even more startling. The finger is long enough to travel all the way through the nasal passage and into the back of the throat. After this deep excavation, the lemur then licks the mucus off its finger. Intrigued, scientists reviewed existing literature and found that at least 11 other primate species, including gorillas and chimps, also pick their noses and eat the contents. Why? The jury is still out. Some theorize it could help prime the immune system, but for now, it remains one of nature's most bizarre and slightly repulsive mysteries. When you think of pollinators, you probably picture bees or butterflies. You almost certainly do not picture a wolf. But in the highlands of Ethiopia, scientists have made a discovery that challenges our understanding of carnivores. The Ethiopian wolf, the world's rarest canid, has been documented doing something completely unexpected, feeding on the nectar of flowers. Researchers watched these wolves approach the tall, vibrant Ethiopian red-hot poker flowers and lick the sweet nectar. As they did, their muzzles became completely covered in yellow pollen. The wolves would then move from flower to flower. This behavior strongly suggests they could be acting as inadvertent pollinators, transferring pollen between plants as they search for a sweet treat. While local shepherds had seen children lick the flowers for their taste, seeing wolves do the same was a revelation. It's a beautiful and baffling observation, an unexpected partnership that shows just how interconnected ecosystems can be. Some animal partnerships make perfect sense. Others seem like something out of a fantasy novel. On the plains of Africa, photographers have captured an interaction so rare that scientists are still scratching their heads. A small carnivore called a genet riding on the back of a black rhino. Genets are slender, cat-like creatures, mostly nocturnal and solitary. Rhinos are, well, rhinos massive, powerful herbivores that have no obvious reason to interact. Yet, multiple photos have emerged showing genets perched comfortably on the backs of not just rhinos, but buffalo, too. So what's going on here? The leading theory is that the genets are using these massive animals as a mobile hunting platform. As the rhino or buffalo moves, it kicks up insects, which the genet can then easily snatch from its high perch. It's a free ride and a free meal, all in one. Whatever the reason, this behavior is exceptionally rare. It's a mysterious alliance that shows the incredible adaptability of animals in finding creative solutions for survival. In the cold waters of Canada's St. Lawrence River, researchers have been tracking a truly heartwarming, yet scientifically baffling, social phenomenon. For years, a lone male narwhal hundreds of miles south of his normal Arctic home has been living as a fully integrated member of a beluga whale pod. Narwhals and belugas are related, but they are distinct species that don't typically mix. Yet this narwhal, with his long, single tusk, has been accepted as one of their own. He travels with them, plays with them, and even seems to mimic their calls. The belugas, in turn, treat him no differently than any other member of their pod. Scientists believe the narwhal likely strayed far from home and, as a social animal, sought out the companionship of his closest relatives. The beluga's acceptance of him is a remarkable display of interspecies socialization. It raises fascinating questions about animal identity, communication, and the capacity for social bonds that transcend species lines. This lonely narwhal who found a new family reminds us that the need for community is a powerful force, even in the coldest corners of the ocean. For the tiny peacock spider of Australia, finding a mate is the ultimate high-stakes performance. It's not just a dance, it's a life-or-death audition where one wrong move could mean getting eaten. The male, only the size of a grain of rice, is one of the most vibrant animals on Earth. To woo a female, he has to put on a show. He starts by unfurling two iridescent, fan-like flaps on his abdomen, revealing a stunning kaleidoscope of color. Then, the dance begins. He waves his third pair of legs in a complex pattern, vibrates his abdomen, and shuffles from side to side in a mesmerizing rhythm. The female watches with a critical eye. If his colors are bright and his moves are impressive, she'll allow him to mate. But if his performance is lacking, or if she just isn't in the mood, she will pounce and eat him. Sometimes, even after a successful mating, she decides he's served his purpose and makes him her post-coital snack. It's a brutal and beautiful ritual where art and survival are inextricably linked, and where every performance could be the last. Romance in the animal kingdom takes many forms, but few are as utterly revolting as the courtship of the hippopotamus. When a male hippo wants to impress a female, he doesn't use vibrant colors or elaborate songs. Instead, he turns to what can only be described as biological warfare. He starts by backing up towards his crush. Then, with a mighty effort, he sprays a torrent of feces and urine in all directions. But he doesn't just let it fly. He uses his short, flat tail like a propeller, spinning it at high speed to fling the excrement as far as possible. This disgusting spectacle is his way of advertising his dominance. For a female hippo, this isn't gross, it's a compelling resume. The sheer volume and range of his fecal spray demonstrate his size and power. If she's impressed, she flicks her own waste back at him, signaling her interest. It's a courtship built on the foundation of filth, proving that when it comes to love, attraction is truly in the nose of the beholder. The long, elegant neck of a giraffe is an icon of the African savanna. But that same neck serves another, far more violent purpose, as a brutal weapon in epic battles for dominance. The behavior is known as necking, and it's one of the most spectacular fights in the animal kingdom. When two male giraffes compete for mating rights, they stand side by side and swing their massive heads and necks at each other like giant, flesh-and-bone sledgehammers. Their heads, which can weigh over 60 pounds, are reinforced with bony deposits, turning them into formidable clubs. The impacts are powerful enough to shatter bones and can even be fatal. These battles can last for over half an hour, a grueling test of strength and endurance. The loser is the one who finally gives up and walks away, leaving the victor to claim the right to mate. It's a shocking display that transforms one of nature's most graceful creatures into a ferocious gladiator. In the rainforests of Central and South America, a small bird called the long-tailed manakin has one of the most unusual mating strategies ever seen. When it's time to impress a female, a male manakin doesn't perform alone. He enlists a wingman. Two males, an alpha and a beta, form a long-term partnership to perform a perfectly synchronized dance. They perch on a branch and take turns leaping into the air in a cartwheel display, all while singing a coordinated duet. But here's the bizarre part. Only one of them gets the girl. After the performance, if the female is impressed, the alpha male chases the beta male away and mates with her. So why does the beta male even bother? It's an apprenticeship. The beta male is learning the complex routine from the master. These partnerships can last for years, and when the alpha male eventually dies, the beta inherits his spot, finds his own apprentice, and finally gets his chance to be the star. We're only halfway through, and we've already seen bizarre alliances, deadly dances, and shocking rituals. From pollinating wolves to backup dancing birds, nature is clearly full of surprises. What we have coming up next pushes the boundaries even further, including strategic thievery, biological miracles, and calculated murder. If you're enjoying this journey into the wild stranger side, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. And let us know in the comments, which of these behaviors has shocked you the most so far. Now, let's get back to the countdown, because things are about to get even weirder. Welcome back. If you thought the first half of our list was crazy, you haven't seen anything yet. We are now entering the realm of the truly bizarre, the scientifically astounding, and the downright brutal. On the frozen shores of Antarctica, Adelie penguins have a very specific currency, stones. In a landscape without trees or grass, smooth stones are the only material available to build a nest that can protect their eggs from the icy ground. A good nest is everything, and the competition for stones is fierce. This has led to some surprisingly complex and shady behavior. Males will meticulously collect stones to build an impressive nest to attract a female, but their neighbors aren't always honest. Penguins are notorious thieves. If a male leaves his nest unguarded, a neighbor will sneak over, snatch a prized stone, and add it to his own pile. But the most shocking behavior is what some females do. If her mate is a poor provider, or if she just wants a better nest, she seeks out an unpaired male with a big pile of stones. She will then engage in a brief courtship, allow him to mate with her, and in exchange, take one of his stones back to her own nest. In essence, she trades sex for building supplies, a calculated act of infidelity and theft, all for the sake of her future offspring. In most of the animal kingdom, females are the primary caregivers. But the pheasant-tailed Jacana, a striking water bird in Asia, completely flips that script. In their world, it's the females who are the dominant, promiscuous territory holders, and the males who are the devoted, single parents. A female Jacana is larger and more aggressive than a male. She maintains a harem of up to 5 males, each with his own nest. After mating with one, she lays her eggs and then moves on to the next, leaving the first male to do all the work of incubating the eggs and raising the chicks. He even has specialized wings that let him scoop up his chicks and carry them to safety. Meanwhile, the female spends her time fiercely defending her territory from other females. If an intruder takes over, she often destroys the eggs or kills the chicks of the previous female, freeing up the males to raise her offspring. This extreme system, called polyandry, is a wild evolutionary strategy that maximizes the female's reproductive output, all while the dedicated dads handle the hard work. Nature is filled with strange mating rituals, but few can compete with the sheer absurdity of what happens when two hermaphroditic flatworms meet. These simple organisms have both male and female reproductive organs. When they get together, they engage in a bizarre duel known as penis fencing. Each flatworm is armed with 2 small, dagger-like penises. The goal is to inseminate the other while avoiding being inseminated yourself, because producing eggs is far more energy-intensive than producing sperm. So, the 2 worms rear up and engage in a frantic stabbing match, each trying to pierce the other's skin to inject its sperm. The first one to land a blow is the winner and gets to swim away as the father. The loser is forced into the role of the mother, bearing the costs of developing the eggs. The duel can last for up to an hour, a violent solution to the question of who's going to be the mom. Elephants are famous for their intelligence, but recent discoveries have revealed a depth of emotion and cognition that is simply staggering. We've long known that elephants seem to mourn their dead. When they come across the remains of another elephant, they stop. They will gently touch the bones with their trunks, sometimes picking them up and passing them around in a slow, deliberate manner. This behavior strongly resembles a funeral, a somber display that suggests a profound awareness of mortality. But their intelligence goes even further. Groundbreaking new research suggests that elephants may actually use personal names. Scientists studying their complex rumbles found that elephants use unique, individual-specific calls to address each other. When researchers played back a recording of a name, the specific elephant it was addressed to responded, while others ignored it. This implies a level of abstract thought once believed to be unique to humans. From grieving their dead to calling each other by name, elephants are forcing us to reconsider what it means to be an intelligent, emotional being. The octopus is like an alien intelligence in our own oceans. With a brain in each of its 8 arms, it's one of the smartest invertebrates on the planet. And, as researchers in Australia discovered, they can also be remarkably petty. Octopuses have been caught on camera deliberately throwing things at each other. Scientists observed gloomy octopuses gathering silt and shells, holding the material in their arms, and then using a powerful jet of water from their siphon to launch it through the water. This wasn't accidental. The octopuses had to move their siphons into an unusual position, suggesting the action was deliberate. And they had targets. Many of the throws happened during interactions with other octopuses, particularly during unwanted mating attempts. Females were the most frequent throwers, and they often changed to a dark color, a known sign of aggression, before launching their projectile. In some cases, the debris actually hit another octopus, which would then duck or flinch. It appears to be the octopus equivalent of telling someone to get lost by throwing something at them. In 2018, at a reptile park in Costa Rica, something happened that defied a fundamental rule of biology. A female American crocodile, who had been living alone for 16 years, laid a clutch of eggs. When zookeepers inspected them, they found one of the eggs contained a fully formed, though non-viable, crocodile fetus. Genetic analysis confirmed the impossible. It was a virgin birth. This phenomenon, known as parthenogenesis, allows a female to create an embryo without any genetic input from a male. She essentially fuses one of her own eggs with another cell to create a near clone of herself. While this has been seen in sharks, birds, and lizards, this was the very first time it had ever been recorded in a crocodile. The discovery has staggering implications. Crocodiles and birds are the closest living relatives to the dinosaurs. The fact that they both share this ability suggests their ancient ancestors, including dinosaurs, might have been capable of it, too. It's a discovery straight out of Jurassic Park, a real-life example of life finds a way. In the jungles of South America, researchers have witnessed a deeply disturbing behavior. White-faced capuchin monkeys have been observed kidnapping the infants of a completely different species, the howler monkey. The accounts are chilling. A group of capuchins will attack a howler monkey troop, create chaos, and separate a mother from her baby. In the confusion, a capuchin will snatch the infant howler and carry it away. The motivations are a profound mystery. In some cases, the capuchins seem to treat the stolen infant with a strange form of care, grooming it as if it were their own. However, these adoptions are always short-lived, and the infant howler, deprived of its true mother's milk, inevitably dies. Scientists are baffled. Is it a misguided attempt at parenting, practice for their own offspring, or something more sinister, a brutal strategy to learn about a competing species? It is a dark and puzzling behavior that highlights a side of primate intelligence that is both complex and terrifying. The bottlenose dolphin is one of the most intelligent animals on the planet, and a specific population in Shark Bay, Australia, provides one of the clearest examples of animal tool use and culture. These dolphins have developed a unique hunting technique known as sponging. These clever dolphins will find a specific type of marine sponge, break it off the seafloor, and fit it over their beak like a protective glove. With their sensitive snouts shielded, they can then probe the rocky ocean floor, rooting for small fish hiding underneath without getting scraped or stung. But what makes this truly extraordinary is that it's a learned culture, passed down almost exclusively from mothers to their daughters. Young dolphins spend years watching their mothers, learning the art of selecting and using a sponge. It's not an instinct, it's a tradition, a piece of cultural knowledge shared across generations. It's one of the most compelling examples of non-human culture ever documented. Kangaroos are often seen as gentle symbols of Australia. But when threatened, particularly by predators like dogs, they reveal a shockingly brutal and calculating side. Kangaroos have been documented deliberately luring their pursuers into water and then trying to drown them. The tactic is as terrifying as it is effective. A kangaroo being chased by a dog will often flee towards a river or lake. It will wade in chest deep and then turn to face its attacker. As the dog swims out to continue the chase, the kangaroo waits. When the dog gets close, the kangaroo will use its powerful arms to grab the dog and push its head under the surface, holding it there. Sometimes they'll even use their large, clawed feet to stand on the dog, using their full body weight to keep it submerged. This isn't random, it's a deliberate, strategic defense. The kangaroo understands the properties of water and uses the environment as a weapon, a chilling reminder that even herbivores can possess a dark, violent intelligence when pushed to their limits. At the top of our list is a behavior so intelligent, so precise, and so terrifying that it has reshaped entire marine ecosystems. Off the coast of South Africa, orcas have been observed hunting the ocean's apex predator, the great white shark. And they don't just kill them, they perform surgery. Drone footage has captured orcas working together to hunt these massive sharks. But the most incredible part is what happens next. The orcas don't eat the whole shark. Instead, with surgical precision, they bite into the shark's underside and expertly remove only one organ, the liver. A shark's liver is enormous and packed with high-calorie oil and fats. The orcas leave the rest of the multi-ton carcass to sink to the seafloor. This highly specialized hunting technique is believed to be practiced by just a few orcas, but its impact is immense. The presence of these liver eaters has caused great white sharks to completely abandon former hunting grounds. This is the ultimate display of animal intelligence and power, a marvel of natural strategy and a terrifying testament to the brutal genius of the ocean's true king. The fact that a few individuals can alter the behavior of an entire species is, without a doubt, the craziest animal behavior ever witnessed. From stone-stealing penguins to surgical orcas, the animal kingdom is governed by rules we are only just beginning to understand. It's a world of astonishing intelligence, bizarre rituals, and brutal realities that are far more complex and often darker than we ever imagined. There are still so many secrets hidden across our planet, and we'll be here to uncover them with you. If you want to see more, be sure to subscribe and click that notification bell. What behavior on this list did you find the most unbelievable? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.